Looking for a laugh? Frank King is sure to make your next meeting a memorable one. And more importantly, he'll make you and the entire entertainment committee look good. Hire him and forget him. He'll show up early, organized, and raring to go. Want a second opinion? Just ask this guy.
Hello, this is Jay Leno. I'm just glad to hear the annoying Frank King finally got a job at WRDU 106 in Raleigh, North Carolina. You know, I can't believe anybody would give up the wonderful life on the road, the greasy food, the cheap motels, comedy's loss, his radio's gain. Congratulations, Frank.
The name of my speech, Brian, I believe it's on the first slide. There it is. Get up off your aspirations. Implement now, perfect later. By the way, implement now, perfect later is not original. I stole it. More on that later. Unlike most motivational speakers, I am depressed. Actually, I've lost some hair. Can you see that? Can you guys see that? Anybody know the medical term for that? Hair peninsula. Anybody ever in Florida? Does this make you homesick? See a little vein running down there like Interstate 95? Can you see that? You know what my greatest middle-aged fear in life is? It's going to break off and just be a little hair island out there. Little skin isthmus. Have to take my comb, make a little bridge out to it. Windy days would be a drawbridge. Yes, it's middle age that has me depressed. I myself am on a high-fiber diet and I've got a low-flow toilet. Every morning it's a gamble. It's like playing potty poker. I'm in there praying for a straight flush. Disclaimers, Brian. Comedian versus motivational speaker. There are many motivational speakers who are funny. There are very few comedians who are motivational speakers, and I'll tell you why. Because we operate in different worlds. Motivational speakers are all about triumph of the human spirit. Look for the silver lining. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Not funny. Comedians, all about human frailty. Like the 7 deadly sins, lust and greed and gluttony and hypocrisy and stupidity. That's where the funny is. Yes. 2 guys last week in Indianapolis attempted to rob a gun store at knife point. Yes. Not just any gun store. The name of the place, get this, 1,000 guns. What are the odds the owner's packing one? That's where the funny is. Nothing you hear from me today is original, I'm guessing. None of these concepts that I make up. It's just, you know, stuff I've learned along the way from other people, so, you know, don't come up and go, hey, I heard somebody else say that. So did I. I liked it, so I'm repeating it. Back to the comedian versus motivational speaker. I got to tell you, I had a job in radio for a while, for about 16 months, and the reason I got fired was I don't know if you've ever known anybody who works in radio, but there's 2 kinds of people in radio. 2 kinds of people in radio: people who have been fired, people who are going to be fired. Nature of the beast. And the reason I got fired was I had a little segment on my show called Too Stupid to Live. It's not about people who deserve to die. It's about people who, when you meet them, you wonder how they've lived as long as they have. Yes, and I could have gotten away with that if I'd made fun of people, say, in another town. Like the radio show I had was in Raleigh, North Carolina, and if I'd made fun of people, as I just did in Indianapolis, that would have been okay. But the people I made fun of on my little radio show in Raleigh, North Carolina, were people I had bumped into at local businesses I had been to the day before. And yes, local sponsors' businesses, as it turned out. And I could have gotten away with that if I left out the name of the business, the location, the person I talked to. Well, what kind of story is that? Third story, and the one that got me fired. I'm at a Texaco mini mart, you know, with the gas pumps in the convenience store, and I'm pumping gas, and I'm looking for comedy, because with morning radio, it's got to be fresh every day. So I'm pumping the gas, I turn around, and right there on top of the pump is what I'm looking for. It's in a frame, it's on top of the pump, it's an advertisement for a Texaco credit card. What they did was they took a regular sized credit card, they blew it up photographically, they put it in a frame. So it looks like a giant credit card. The colors are the same, you know, the color scheme, name, number. The only difference between the big credit card in the frame and the little one is that on the big one, in the lower right-hand corner, I'm sure the legal department made them do this, it says this. Can you guess? Not negotiable. Well, here's my feeling on this, although you didn't ask. If you can get the clerk to accept a 3-foot by 2-foot cardboard credit card replica, you deserve the gas for free. So I popped it out of the frame, put it behind my back, walked inside. You know, thinking I'd show him the big car and I'd pay for the gas, we'd laugh, I'd leave. He goes, $15 worth of premium unleaded? I said, yeah, well, put it on this. To my surprise and delight, he picked it up. He's looking it over. I'm starting to think he's going to take it. 6-pack of beer, bag of Doritos, quart of oil. After about 30 seconds, he goes, hey, I can't take this. As if there was ever any doubt. I can't take this, Mr. Doe. I said, no, I come here all the time. You can call me John. He goes, well, I can't take this, John. I said, why not? He goes, look here, she's expired. You see, it's not an uplifting story, but it's funny. And that's the difference. That's where comedy and motivation part company. That's the difference between a funny motivation speaker and a comedian who does motivation. That's just why I put that. Now, also, a lot of motivational speakers will tell you or imply that they know it all. I don't. Don't know it all. Haven't got it wired. And you know how you know that? Because if I did know it all, I'd be charging a whole lot more money. And beware of people who imply or seem to know it all.